Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Sunday Service Podcast. I'm your host, Sister Sally.
And I'm your host, Sister Stephanie.
And you are joining us here in the lovely Creative Canvas Studios in Miami. We are so lucky to be able to film here today. We actually just had a photo shoot last week here for Sunday Service brand and just having some fun. This place is beautiful. I love it here.
It's literally, I think it's the best studio I've ever been to.
Yeah,
And I've been
it.
to a lot of studios. Not only is it the biggest, but they actually have like every type of set that you could possibly need. I think for a photo shoot, there's a bed, there's this area that we're filming the podcast in, which you could also use for just like photo shoots or just filming using this backdrop. There's a couple other backdrops here, and it's just like a really good space to get creative in.
Super cute.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
It like makes sense.
Yeah, I love it. And I know she's running some stuff for Valentine's Day. So if you guys are thinking about doing something cute for Valentine's Day.
Anyone who's in Miami, if you're into content creation or you want to just do like a sexy photo shoot for your man, you know where to go.
This
Creative
is the
Canvas
place.
Studios. Hit them up. Tell them that Sunday Service Sisters
Referred you.
sent you.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yes.
It's
happy
really
to be
nice.
back.
Yeah, it's really nice to be back. January was a really long year. Can you relate?
January was a long
Didn't
year.
it feel like it was a year? Did it?
Yes. All those posts on Instagram that people are posting, like, January was not the start of my new year. February, like, we're
Period.
coming full force.
Oh my
Like,
God, like that definitely
yeah.
applies to me. I mean, this says everything that I think you guys need to know. I have not gotten my nails done since 2 days before New Year's Eve.
Yeah, they're pretty.
They're pretty grown out, but honestly, they're still late.
Yeah. No,
Like
honestly,
if they
I
were
wouldn't have-
ratchet,
I wouldn't have been able to tell unless you pointed it out.
this is the longest I've gone. But I think, like I'm tired of all the keeping up. I needed
Yeah.
like a month to just rot.
Being a girl and keeping up
Yeah.
on yourself is like
it's a full-time job.
a full-time job. Yeah. I mean, I know even all of our like Instagram girls are like really like it's really a full-time job.
Girl, this topic has been running with me so heavily lately. I mean, for multiple reasons. I mean, just going back to like this whole month. Before I came back to Miami, I was in New York for the holidays, New Year's, whatever. Got my hair done, got my nails done, fresh Botox. Yeah. And I did a little bit of my chin, whatever. Oh my God, I'm scared. And that was what I did right before I came back to Miami. And then I came to Miami like, yes, I'm going to conquer the world. And like, I feel so fresh and all good and all these things. And then just like life happens, So it's like, there's never going to be a perfect time. You look good no matter what, you don't always need your nails done. You would never look at me and be like, I mean, maybe you would because we're together. You're like, bitch, you're looking a little ratchet.
I mean, if there was something noticeable.
But we're the ones stressing ourselves out to like
yeah.
keep up with the keeping up. And being a girl's full-time job, that shit is expensive.
It's so expensive. I literally like if I didn't have like a craft to trade services with,
Honestly, that you're really lucked out.
I would not look as put together as I look right now.
You're saying like how you like barter with people. Like, I'll do your
Yes.
hair if you do my lashes.
My lashes, my nails, my Botox, my filler.
Oh, how I love
like,
being a woman. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Like-
I honestly was doing that also with training for a while,
Yeah.
Not as heavily anymore, but that's definitely like the way to live
Like
life.
it's like how you live like a bougie bitch on a broke girl's salary. You know what I mean?
Period.
Like, not that I'm broke, okay? Don't get it twisted.
No, but it's
like
it's a luxury to be able to like spend.
I would be
all-
broke if I had to spend all my money on all that stuff.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
I would
yeah.
for sure be broke.
Yeah,
like
it's
I
very
can't
expensive.
afford like are you
To keep up.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
to keep up.
It's like a lot.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It's being a girl is tough sometimes. I mean, like not to mention like even like feeling like you have to do this stuff.
Yeah, I saw a
you know?
TikTok video yesterday or something of some girl saying like, when is it going to be enough like for all of us to ever feel like, we're enough just like as is? I feel like that whole era wasn't as bad as it is now. Like it was like before COVID. And I know we always talk about this like on the podcast, how like life before COVID versus after COVID is so different. But like this whole world of just like altering ourselves and feeling like we need to always look good because we're always showing up online or We have an image to maintain. Like, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of like opening a little bit of what we want to talk about and what we always like to like get back to about, you know, our images and like how we love ourselves and stuff like that. And, you know, lately I feel like it's been more prevalent, especially like, you know, in your life,
Yeah.
like, you know, what's been going on with you in that area, meaning like the self image and like online presence and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, for those who don't know, like, I had a little bit of a viral moment on TikTok.
Period.
Period.
Like, we love the viral moments.
Yeah, like, thank you.
Nothing is bad publicity, right?
Yeah,
Like,
any publicity, and so many people have reminded me of this, is good
Yes.
publicity. So I will take it. I can take the heat. I'm a big girl. I actually know that my life in real life is what matters, and what happens online like is
Absolutely.
in that world on my phone, and like I can shut that off at any given moment. But for those of you who don't know, I made like a really quick, like I really didn't think about it type of post. I was just in my car and I had a thought and I shared it, and I shared a suggestion that we all give up face altering filters in 2024. Maybe I shouldn't have used the word boycott because
Yeah.
I mean, do people really think I'm out here in fucking Miami starting a march
No.
to boycott filters? Like, it's not that serious, nor do I care. Like, do whatever you want. I'm honestly so supportive of women doing anything they want to make themselves feel better. It's hard enough as it is to just like live and be a woman. I don't care about what anyone's doing, truly. But that was the message I was trying to convey in the video that I made. And I just think it was like taken the wrong way.
Taken the wrong way.
And not for nothing, I think that the algorithm and what TikTok does is like it pushes the video to people that they know are gonna like, you know, be up in arms about it. And that's kind of unfair for creators. And there's so many other things that like I can spin off into that about how unfair the situation was, where like, you know, TikTok is now banning me from the creator fund and I'm like entitled to a nice chunk of money and I'm not getting that. And like, why? Like, what did I do? They're saying that I violated community guidelines. Like, girl, I just made a video. I'm not harming anyone. I made a suggestion. I'm not bashing anyone. Like, I want all good things for everyone. I just made a little suggestion that I think is valid, you know?
And you were using your platform and just like talking like how you do.
I think that that's
know?
like another thing just to add into this conversation also is like, in this day and age, you really like can't share your opinion without, you know, it, like in your mind, you think, okay, people who don't agree with this or aren't my people are just gonna like carry on and move on with their lives. But unfortunately, people, I mean, it's not even people, it's bots, and it's also people like hiding behind fake profiles. They love to yippity yap and say what the fuck they think is necessary to say, and it's really not. It's just mean. And it's also another part of this that like, you know, this whole world is so toxic of like being online, and I think that's just like a part of it. Like people are like attacking each other and saying mean things to people, and it's so unnecessary, and it's created like such a toxic environment. And I think that that's why people also maybe use filters. I think that's why I probably ever used a filter at some point, was because I felt like I needed to show up as this like image that I was portraying. When it's like, that's just not real, you know? Whether you have enhancements done in real life, I mean, coloring your hair, going to the gym, getting tattoos, anything you're doing to, getting a boob job, getting a nose job, any lip filler, chin filler, anything you're doing to enhance your physical body in real life, like knock your socks off. I'm all for that. But like in this virtual world that we live in that is only progressing and getting more intense and more fake and more brainwashing and heavy and hard for us.
It's just like it was like like it was twisted in a wrong way, and it wasn't like taken the way that you meant it. Like it wasn't.
I think if you like really dissect the video, like it's very clear that I have good intentions in what I'm like trying to share. Because like I said, I think everyone can agree with like how bizarre and toxic it is for us to feel like we need to be these perfected versions of ourselves every single day, you know?
And like you know, we've talked about it before on episodes too, that like this type of thing becoming so like offensive to people is like, we really need to stop living in such like a state of offense all the time. Like nothing is personal.
Right.
Nothing is directed towards
And
anyone.
if it is, sure, go
Yeah,
off. But if
like,
it's not, like,
it's
you
not that
know,
deep,
the
you
way
know?
you're reacting to that is a reflection of you, you know? Like, what did that trigger in you for you to, like, go crazy on someone?
Right. It's like something internal that we do need to look at in ourselves. Like, if I watched that video and I felt like offended, like there is something that I need to like figure out a little bit in myself and why I'm taking offense really to anything that's being said. Like, I
Right.
know we've brought this up before about being offended too much about things that aren't personally directed towards someone. Like, living in a state of offense is like a very toxic way to live. And it's very like,
Life is so much more peaceful
Yeah.
when you just live and let live. And I think that people might have taken my video as like me not letting people do what they want to do. I mean, like, I literally am just speaking on my phone. I'm not like handcuffing anyone in real life.
Right.
But like, what the issue was with the video was that people misunderstood me. They took it personal. They were triggered. They came at me because they think that it's coming off like hypocritical of me to boycott or say we shouldn't use filters, face altering fake filters online because I have gotten work done on my face and that makes me a real life walking filter. So I don't have the right to speak on that. Let me just make something clear also, because I don't even want to talk about this that much. Just because I have enhancements done, and we know people that have way more done than I do to their
Yeah.
body, to their face, to everything.
Yeah.
Okay? Who cares? Does not mean that I don't look fucked up some days.
Yeah.
It also doesn't mean that I'm not like insecure about certain things. Like I still have my shit. And so for people to be that insensitive and like to actually think they like have a leg to stand on is just, it's also a reminder for me, and I think anyone that I'm close with, because you've watched this kind of like unfold over the last couple of days or week or whatever the hell, however long it's been, over a week and a half,
Yeah.
that it's a dangerous place. Like the internet is a dangerous place. And unfortunately, like, I'm never gonna be a for everybody ass bitch. I don't want to be, you know, like the people who are not fucking with me in that video, I probably wouldn't fuck with you in real life. But that's not to say I don't support you. That's not to say I don't want the best for you. It is what it is. You
Yeah.
know, like you can't make everyone happy.
No.
And I guess like just to like tie my situation that I had dealt with this week into like the overall concept of just like mental health and how we're all kind of like battling this new world that we're living in. Like it's all very new to us. We still don't know like the long-term effects of like what this is doing
Yeah.
cognitively to our brains and like
You're talking about like the online stuff, like the face altering,
yeah,
the
like
AI,
to think that like we need to be perfect all the
Yeah.
time or that we need to maintain an image. Like what happened to us in real life and what actually matters? Because at the end of the day, like we have no attachment to who we are online in our phones. If we die, my Instagram's still gonna be up.
Yeah.
And you guys can still judge me or, you know, and this goes for everyone, you know, like that lives there.
Yeah.
That's its own world. And it's gonna get a lot crazier. It's gonna get a lot, I'm scared.
Yeah, no, it really is. And like it's
I'm scared.
important that like we always go back to like the mental health aspect of it because we are actual real humans. Online is not real, you
Yeah.
know? Like we, you know, yes, we're taking real videos and pictures, but like the presence online is not actual reality.
Yeah.
And like having all these insecurities filtering through the internet is like a scary place to be if you're not mentally well with yourself, you know?
Right.
Like if you were somebody who was a little more insecure and not completely like stable in your mental health, a lot of those comments that were said to you, I bet probably would have just sent you off the rail, you know?
I will say, for the most part, I mean, didn't affect me at all. I had one day where I'm like currently experiencing my wisdom tooth busting through my gums and it's just like killing, like there's nothing worse than tooth pain.
No, it's the worst.
So I had the first day where I was like in a lot of pain before I went to the doctor and got treated for like the infection and antibiotics and whatever. I was in a lot of pain and I was having a really bad day. I'm also like getting my period and someone like stitched a video of me like just making fun of me and I like just like at that point was like I am so done, you know?
Yeah.
And like that was the only night where it really bothered me. But all it takes is one bad night for someone to like flip out or like That's
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Or like, you catch someone in a bad way, like you don't know what's actually going on in my life. Another reminder, like if someone posts something, if you see a 60-second video of someone, like you cannot base your whole idea of this person off of like that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And for the people who have like forgotten that, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I know.
Like you said, and like we've been saying this since season 1, like this new age and this new world of like technology and AI and all of these things, it's gonna get really weird, like really, really weird. And I think the more we collectively remember that like we're just human beings and we need to like support each other in real life and like facilitate a good, healthy place to share online
Yeah.
in a healthy way, like then we can manage it and these things won't be so powerful and toxic and like overwhelming, you know? Like social media can be a great place, for your business, to connect with people, to do shit like this. Like it is great for what it's great for. But
sure.
like when people when the mob comes after you, like, I mean, it's like, it's actually scary. Like people like threatening to like find me, people telling me to kill myself. Like, what did I do?
Insane. Well, and then I'm like, I mean, personally, this has nothing to do with you and what you said, but personally, I think like the mental health state of people altering their faces and their bodies online is like a super serious thing.
Oh my God, it's plunging. This is the point of what I was
and
trying to
this
make.
is exactly kind of like we've talked about, like even like almost like a year ago when we started this podcast. I don't think it's been that long, but
Almost.
yeah, we brought up one of these as a topic that we really wanted to cover, like body dysmorphia and altering, going into the application FaceApp. I know everybody has it now. And the Facetune, where you make your body smaller, you can put a different fucking body on yourself. And
Not gonna lie, back in the day, I used to
do it
use that
too.
shit too.
I even probably did it, I don't know, maybe last summer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely have done it. And I just remember a point, I'm not exactly sure when, but like looking at myself and being like, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
What exactly am I looking for by doing that?
Right.
Because it's something like, what is it? Gratification or validation from some skeezy guy on the internet sliding into 1,000 DMs a day. That's concerning, right? Like, because that is probably around the.
And also just like being online and seeing all of
reason.
these people that look so perfect and all these people who are doing this and sharing these edited photos and like constant filtered pictures and videos, like when you see that, you think that you're lacking, and I'm a victim to this also, I'm like, oh my God, why why do I have lines in my face? Why do I feel like I have, a double chin, or I have dark spots on my chest, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we've all fallen victim to it. But that's like the problem, is that so many of us, so many people are out here on Instagram doing that, and it's affecting people younger and younger and younger. I mean, like we're big girls, but like people who are 16, 17 on Instagram, like seeing that shit. Can you imagine? Because I know how impressionable I was at that age, you know what I mean? And even younger.
Yeah.
And it's really dangerous. And it's not okay. It's not okay that we feel like we need to do that. For what?
I know. I mean, I'm even kicking myself for doing it still.
I mean, same.
Like, I'm like disappointed that I feel the need sometimes to do that. Like,
Right.
oh, that picture, if only I could just like change a little bit of this.
Mostly on Instagram, people are just sharing their highlight reel anyway. So it's like, why would you post a photo of you like looking like dog shit?
Yeah.
If you could just post like the pretty ones instead, you know what I mean? And have people know you for that. But then when you meet someone in real life and they actually like have no idea who you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so the like that part.
Right.
Where you're making yourself look completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, obviously there's like a scale to
Yeah.
this. Like some people are like doing way too much. And then there's people who like, edit a pimple here and there, like, okay, whatever, you know, same, guilty.
Yeah.
But like just the lengths that we're all going to like alter ourselves and feel like we need to like be this like perfect image is so not healthy.
No, and it's really like the underlying meaning of like why you're doing it, because you know, some people are only doing it because they like want to appeal, like they want to make their brand look a certain way. Okay, fine. But other people are doing it for reasons that are like way more deep rooted that we should all be a little bit concerned about,
Right.
and be a little more gracious and like compassionate with people and not come at them on the internet or like whatever. Like we just need to start like positively being like a movement almost of like not doing that
Yeah,
stuff.
just keeping it a little bit more
Like,
raw and
yeah.
unfiltered and just like real. And I think people really love when they can like resonate and relate to someone online. And if just showing up authentically and like showing your flawed skin or your pores one day, like, you know, I could look great in one lighting and then I could look crazy literally right next to it in different lighting. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like we all know that that's just like being a human and that's how we all are. You know what I
Right.
mean? So why don't we just like do that and make it normal and make it less like weird to show up as like a real human being online, you know?
And I think it's, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, a lot of the things that were said in your post was like, you know, right message, wrong messenger. And I like completely disagree, because you being a beautiful girl that you are and having a following and a platform, I think you're the exact right person to say it, you know?
there were some people that were saying
Like,
that and were on that
this is
part
kind
of
of
it.
like what we, because no offense, but like someone with 100 followers preaching the same message is not going to reach nearly as many people. And that's kind of like the way I see social media and how we as like a population should be headed, is like just trying to like push out the fake shit and bring in the real shit. That's the only way we're gonna literally save.
Oh my God, but I know what
humanity.
these people are gonna say. They're gonna say, there's nothing real about you because you have this done, you have that done, blah, blah, blah. It's like, do you do your hair in the morning?
Yeah.
Like, do you have you ever whitened your teeth? Like, have you ever,
Yeah.
God forbid you do a spray tan, a fake tan?
Yeah.
You know, like we're all just doing things to make ourselves feel better in real life. So
Yeah.
if someone is going to speak up about this other reality that's literally a separate reality. I mean, people live more in their phones these days than in real life, it seems like. And again, it's only going to like progress in that way. But like, it doesn't matter.
And again, though, it's like, it's not about this.
It's not. Yeah, it's
about
not.
this,
Again,
you
yes,
know?
yes, period.
So like, you know, it's really just like the mental health aspect is what we're going after here in this episode, is like, why are we all feeling the need to do these things to ourselves on the internet? Yes, I have filler, I have Botox, I'm on Ozempic. Like, this is real life. I am doing it because I feel better about myself. I walk around with no makeup on every single fucking day.
And you look gorgeous.
And I am very secure in my own skin. I also dress like a little more conservative because I'm very secure in my own skin. But that doesn't mean that I'm fully in love with every wrinkle on my face. Or
Period.
like,
Very good point.
you know what I mean? Like that doesn't, and thankfully I have a craft that I can trade services for, and I'm able to get some pretty luxurious
We're also
things.
at like the age where
you know?
like this is what
I'm 32. Like,
Yeah,
give
like-
me a break.
yeah, like this is what we be doing.
I want it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a little, just more little, you know? But like in person and online, I look the same.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's point blank. But to get back to like the mental health aspect of that, I think that, you know, me ever doing anything to my face at all, doing a little chin filler to bring myself some projection from the side so like my profile looks better, like that comes from an insecurity. You know what I mean?
course, yeah.
And I really do have to say that that insecurity never lived in my soul until social media.
Yep.
Until I saw people looking amazing at every single angle. That insecurity never existed. I always thought I was good. I always felt pretty. I always felt nice. I always felt good. I never felt that I was lacking in any kind of way. And in my own ways, yes, okay, maybe I have. Maybe I didn't like my arms, or I felt insecure about this part of my body. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has their insecurities. If we are our own worst critics, why pile on to someone else and like rip them apart and do that to them also? Like,
Yeah.
we are hard enough on ourselves as is. And I just wish that like more people could like be on this wave of just spreading kindness
Yeah.
even though people are just assuming or just like taking my video as like me judging or like not being kind to anyone. I highly recommend just like rewatching that like 400 times over to kind of get the point that I was never trying to hurt or harm anyone.
Yeah. And I mean, like, tune into our podcast, you'll see a completely different side
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like these little 10-second videos.
Yeah, unfortunately, like it's such a hard game, like being on social media and being present on social media. It takes a toll on me mentally too. You know, I always go back and forth with like really wanting to do this and like not giving a shit about what comes with it or what people have to say. And then also being like, fuck this, like let me protect my peace and my energy in my life because this is super toxic.
It is, yeah.
And to be able to master like living in both and like not letting one really affect the other is like, you know, how you can really win and take advantage of it. But it's hard and not a lot of people can do it. And I've been tested this week, you know?
Yeah.
This month was hard for a lot of reasons, but like, you know, take into consideration what I just dealt with, people telling me to kill myself and picking apart my face and my looks and calling me names and all of these things and stitching my videos and just like embarrassing me. Add that to not having a great, you know, work month. Add that to getting COVID really badly for a whole week. Add that to having wisdom tooth pain. Like, I'm tired, you know? And I think it's just, you know, I wish more people were considerate of like other people's lives and like that we're all just human beings and we all have our struggles and we're, you know, we're all just trying to like be good mentally, you know?
Yeah, and that's literally, and the only way we can like help each other do that is like by being more loving, acting out of love, not being so offended, not taking everything so personally.
Yeah, just like support
you
the
know?
people you, if you don't support someone, if you don't agree with them, keep it moving. But if you do, and we've said this in, you know, in last season, I remember we talked about this. If you see someone and, you know, they're posting content and they're putting themselves out there, like go and support them. You know, it's hard to do that stuff and it matters, you know, it means a lot.
Too, like, I mean, I think my mental health went through a huge adjustment when I moved to Miami too, because in Minnesota, like a teeny bit of lip filler and like a little Botox in my forehead was plenty. Like,
okay.
Then I moved to Miami.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, wait a second. Now I feel like I need, like, I had to go through the whole, like, I struggled really bad when I moved here. Even like my friends from back home have said when they come and visit, like, I don't know how you live here. Like, I would be insecure all the time.
Oh my God, yeah, just living
Like,
here is like
walking around in the gym is hard.
Yeah.
As a female, because it's like there are so many people altering their bodies, their faces.
Yeah.
They're on supplements that like allow them to get the most perfect body you've ever seen in your life. Like,
but they have low-key a giant clit.
yeah, like,
Anyways.
and like,
No, but what you're saying is so valid
It's
because
just-
when I was thinking about this, I was like, damn, people really think I got like, you know, plastic surgery and I went under the knife and I reconstructed my whole face. It's like, come down to Miami because if you think that I'm the fakest bitch in town,
yeah,
to each their own.
yeah.
Like, do whatever the fuck
And
you want.
that's the thing is I had to come to terms with, all right, so are you going to follow suit so that you can feel good about yourself? Or are you going to just like believe in yourself and love yourself enough to just
Right.
feel good about yourself how you are?
Right.
Like, you know, and still, yes, I have filler, Botox, whatever, but I'm not like,
no, you are
I had
embracing
to-
Sally. Like, this
yeah.
is me. I love me.
yes.
That's such a liberating feeling.
I had to like really be like, okay, you're not about to go under the knife and get put under anesthesia.
risk
just
your
to
life.
fit with the, because I've never been on somebody who believes in body surgery where I have to go under the knife like that. Like for myself, I mean, because I feel like I don't think it's worth risking my life to look different.
And let me also ask you really quick before you keep going with that. Sorry to interject.
No, it's okay.
Did you ever think that there was anything wrong with your body or that you needed anything done like before this world was a thing?
No,
Exactly.
like I actually, growing up, I can fully remember that I
had a rockin' bod.
one of the better
You still
bodies.
do.
Like
You
I had a
do.
nice little booty. I
Yeah.
had like, you know, like some good.
Girl, I remember me
Tits,
having a
like-
bony. I remember I sat on my ex-boyfriend's lap once and he was like, damn, your ass is so bony. And I was like, yes.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, I got that bony ass.
Yeah.
You know, like,
And
thank
I
you.
like, thank God I grew up in a place like Minneapolis where like it was very diverse. And so like having some thickness around you was a good thing. Cause like there were those girls that were super skinny and I was like, am I supposed to be that skinny? And then I started getting, you know, more attention for my curves. And I was like, oh no, I'm like chilling.
Individuality
you
is
know?
so sexy.
But like
We
then
always-
I freaking move here.
Right. We
and I'm like,
lost sight of that. And listen, like we're saying that we have been subjected to this also. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yes, I've lost sight of that too. Do I like myself better with lip filler than without? Yes. And I'm probably gonna keep it in my lips and I might get them done like a year from now.
Yep.
But that's not to say that like I don't prioritize right now in my life like loving myself for who I am in the skin, in my flesh, and
Yeah.
to the people who are around me and the people that love me. Like, yo, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I had a friend pass like a couple of days ago,
I'm sorry.
unfortunately, in New York. Yeah, just, you know, another weird thing where it's like, oh, you know, you just think you got life forever and this is how it works. And like, this is life. Like this, everyone's going to get a rude wake up call one day. You might as well like not live in that bitterness of like, you know, just not being happy with yourself in life and enjoy it and take advantage of like being healthy and happy and spread love. Like, girl, like that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
That's all we want to do here. That's all we ever want to
Definitely.
spread and share on all platforms. I mean, obviously the podcast has been such a good way to like really just like speak and I don't know, be a little bit more authentic than like these videos on TikTok or on Instagram and stuff. But we're just going to continue to do this,
Yeah.
you know? I think next week's episode, I definitely want to get more into the topic of body dysmorphia because I have my own personal experience with that and I know you do too. And I think everyone does, you know, but
I mean, if you don't, you're so lucky.
yeah. No, I really think in this day and age it sucks, but like I think almost everyone has had some type of war with themselves, you know, whether it be like years, months, you know, once in a while when you get your period.
I've gone through waves of it, like ups and downs.
Oh yeah, girl. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that a little more. So if you guys want to roll in some questions under this video, please do. We would be more than happy to answer them in the next episode. But we're so happy to be back. This is season 3, episode 1.
Woohoo.
Again, we're here in Creative Canvas Studios. If you ever need somewhere to shoot down here in Miami, this is your place, honey.
It's fire.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And look, we have my baby here.
Yes.
So that's it for today, guys. We hope you guys enjoy this episode, and we will see you next week on the Sunday Service Podcast.